the Valley here. And they didn't want to make that trip, so they said, we want to shoot it in Los Angeles on film instead of doing it live out of New York and it's kinescope later. And nobody had ever done that. And CBS said, we're not spending the extra money to film a sitcom. And they said, we'll film it. We'll pay for the filming. All we want is rerun rights. CBS said, what's a rerun? Because it was all live TV. Look at the difference if you watch No Honeymooners and I Love Lucy. Produced at the same time. Look how much better Lucy looks than The Honeymooners. Because that was live and then kinescope. So nobody had ever repeated the show. The networks didn't think we'd ever want to watch something a second time. That was Desi Arnaz's idea. And then CBS came and bought the rerun rights back from a few years ago, later for $1 million. A lot of money back then. They took that $1 million and they bought RKO Studios on Sunset and Gallery. And they turned it into Desilu Productions. It became the biggest TV production house in Hollywood. Not just shows that they owned, but shows that they would rent space to a lot of other shows. Sheldon Leonard for Andy Griffith and Gomer Pyle and all these Dick Van Dyke, all these different sitcoms. It was all sitcoms using the 3-camera technique that Desilu started. Well, Desi and Lucy got divorced, the series ended, and the shows that they owned gradually got canceled. So now all Desilu is doing is renting her space out. Lucy wanted to own some shows, because that's what Desi taught her. And that's what built their studio. So she got Herb Solow to find some properties. He brought her Mission Impossible, and he brought her Star Trek. 2 most expensive shows, that and I Spy, which was also filmed at Desilu. 3 most expensive shows being done on TV back then. The board of directors begged her not to do it. And what I never heard before, but in my research I found out, it's in the book, after NBC rejected the first pilot and then ordered a second, the board didn't want her to do the second pilot because Gene had overspent so badly on the first one. He overspent on the second one, and then NBC ordered 16 episodes. And the board asked Lucy not to make the show. That's never happened in TV before, where a network places an order, and the studio says, you know what, we've changed our mind. We lost so much money on the pilots, we're not going to do it. But Lucy believed in the show. She was determined to make it. As a result, in book 2, which comes out in 6 weeks, you'll find out halfway through the season. That's why Paramount bought Desilu. The studio went bankrupt. As the board said, Lucy ended up losing her studio because of Star Trek. But she brought us Star Trek.
Lucy brought us. Can you imagine Lucy in a Star Trek miniskirt?